In this video, you will learn to describe the Center for Internet Security, CIS, critical security controls, describe the differences between basic, foundational, and organizational CIS controls.
CIS is a set of security controls. Again, it's the Center for Internet Security. They produce a set of standards too. So you can get the theme here, right? Everybody's producing a list of standards of what's important to them. The critical security controls are what the Center for Internet Security believes are the set of in-depth best practices required to mitigate against systems and common attack systems and networks. So in particular, we look at their controls from a configuration perspective, right? How to best configure systems sitting on the public internet so that they are reasonably protected. And we see a lot of experts using these from retail, manufacturing, healthcare, across a wide variety of things. So the key difference between this so an example of a control here that is CIS governed is, say, passwords. You're setting up a computer for the first time. You can choose to have passwords on, yes or no, right? Anybody with common sense is going to say, yes, I want passwords. But if you want, you'll notice that when you use passwords at different sites, the complexity of the password could vary, right? Do I need 8 characters? Do I need 15 characters? Do I need uppercase? Do I need lowercase? Do I need numbers and punctuation? Well, that's an example of a security configuration that each business will decide what is the appropriate configuration that I'm going to do. And CIS has a set of configuration benchmarks, and one of the things they would govern, for example, is password complexity. So we see a lot of different basic foundational organizational controls in here, and I've just talked about a couple of examples here around passwords, but you can see they cover a number of different topics: vulnerability management, boundary defense, application security, incident response and management. I haven't talked about that too much before, but let me take a minute and talk about incident management. It's one thing to say I've got all these controls in place and I have all these practices in place. But we talked earlier about security incidents. Something is going to go wrong, or somebody is going to perceive that something has gone wrong. Who gets called? How do you know what to do about it? Do you have lifelines out there for your customers, for your employees to be able to call and say, I think I see something wrong. I think I see an incident and we need to respond to it. So a protocol in your organization around incident management is an important part of most security postures. CIS breaks their controls up into 3 implementation groups. They base them on the maturity or the significance of the controls and of the organizations using it. So if you're a mature organization, enterprise, you're going to look at group 3. Small, single storefront, maybe group 1 is more appropriate to your business. Each of the controls is documented as to why you're doing the control, what the different parts are, what the tools and procedures would be, and an example of how you would organize it. So that concludes our talk on different types of controls. I've put a summary of different controls that we've talked about here at the end. And this is just a cheat sheet to kind of try to keep them all straight in your head. Wish you well in all your security and compliance activities. Thank you.